It's so hard to pull that one tile over a few blocks.
So you could theoretically go up this elevator and just keep on going without even realizing that the various suit is on the left path, right?
You could,
Yep.
but this is also gonna be a dead end. I'm only here because there's an energy tank at the end of it.
I do actually like the design of this corridor. It looks different from what we've seen before.
Most of the rooms do a pretty good job of, being interesting enough. Um, they're not, just sort of bland, you know, untiled or whatever. There's actually sort of detail in each room.
And it's going to be weird for me to say this, but I actually do kind of like the underwater stuff we've been seeing thus far.
The underwater stuff, the thing with hacks and underwater is you have to do it carefully. Too many hacks will go and make huge sections where you have to traverse underwater without gravity suit, and you have to be very careful about it because more often than not, it's really just a pain. I mean, you're being underwater completely affects your physics, and you're jumping, and you can't bomb jump or anything like that.
Basically, you can't do anything fun underwater.
Basically, if you ever find yourself in a swimming pool, just try running, on the shallow end, and that's basically, what it's like to play, these stupid sections. It's like, oh yeah, cool, I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, and I know it's a lot harder to punch your siblings underwater.
It really is. What a shame.
These are the life lessons you've taken.
Mm. Formal.
Well, let's not bite off more than we can chew here.
Mm. Speaking of
Thank you for the literal interpretation, Dinkins.
Speaking of chew, this apple's really good.
So why didn't we go in here before?
We did. We went on the left half of the room. I didn't go on the right half because we couldn't do anything, and I've forgotten that this door is locked again, so we're leaving.
Oh, it's all blue and red. Whoa, man. It's like the duality of man. Oh, God.
I do actually like the transition with that little bit of black there. It actually does kind of look like you're switching between rooms.
It's pretty
Makes
neat.
it less abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
there's
like how
any-
there's water here, and then it leads into the Norfair room with the water at, like, the same level. There's, just a little bit of interconnectivity.
If there's one thing that I can definitely say about this hack, it's that it's really got the aesthetics nailed down.
Yeah. And that's sort of the level of polish that I mentioned. It's just...
Well, it takes more than good looks to make a good hack.
Oh, yeah. Just in general, like, the design here is pretty good. There's a few hiccups which we've mentioned so far, like the requiring the player to jump off of the crumble blocks in those few Brinstar rooms. Some of the heat runs, but though they're not too difficult as long as you have enough energy tanks. At least it's not redesigned. At least it's not Redesign's heat run.
Oh, yeah. I've forgotten it. What was Redesign's heat run like?
Super Metroid Redesign was the first one, the first hack to really introduce a heat run, and so everybody started doing it.
Oh, nice.
Because it was a challenge. But it was it's very tight in terms of actually managing to complete it. And you have to refill your health at multiple points along the way.
Do you have to refill your health while you're dying from heat?
Yes.
Yes.
That's lovely.
If nothing else, it was smart about the heat run, because if you had missed any energy tanks up to that point, like, you had to have 3 energy tanks in order to do the run. If you had missed any of them up to that point, it actually put all the energy tanks in the elevator room right before the heat run, so that you would have all of them before you attempt it. And they would disappear as you collected the other ones.
Nice.
Yeah. So it gave you all the stuff you needed. It was just still a very difficult heat run. Hidden missiles.
Yeah.
Still don't understand how you're expected to actually find that one pathway that you just took.
What? I mean, once you see it,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy. You just have to kind of be looking around a little.
The one in the enemy spawner, not the one in this room.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's kind of
Oh
stupid.
yeah,
That's a little bullshit.
Once you
I
see,
guess so. Man, I can
once
talk
you
about
see it, you'll shit bricks.
No,
It's probably a common thing in Metroid ROM hacks, isn't it?
a little
You know,
bit. Like
I kinda-
check the
I kinda-
tubes and stuff like that. Like even the original game had you search one of the tubes to find a missile, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't for the actual path.
I get to thinking that a lot of Super Metroid hacks should follow the Prime method, where you just scan stuff right from the bat.
Well, the
off
problem,
the bat,
well,
that
the
is.
problem that many hacks have is, X-ray visor exists, but so many hacks treat X-ray as this really, this really rare secret item that, is really difficult to find, and you'll only get at the very end of the game or something,
Right, but
which kind of defeats the whole purpose of the item.
right, but again, if they gave it to you early, then you wouldn't. Then what would you do with all of those rooms where they made you blindly look around and check every tile for the one that could be destroyed?
Now you start using grapple beam blocks.
Hmm.
Crumbling grapple blocks. You can turn any tile into a grapple tile that breaks, but otherwise it doesn't show up on X-ray visor.
So it doesn't have to look like a grapple block in order for you to grapple onto it?
No. Just like any other of these blocks, any block can be shootable, bombable, super missile,
That's insidious.
a little bit. Thankfully, most things don't do that. Because, as I said, it is pretty insidious. And how the hell did I fall through that enemy again?
Pretty sure that
Whoa.
happened last time.
It did.
Yep.
Something wrong with that enemy.
Yep.
Something wrong with your face. Oh.
Oh man, you
Something
need some
wrong with
aloe
that
for that
boy.
burn.
Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to live
Oh
that
god,
one down.
oh man. Oh god, oh man.
But yes, X-ray visor is really useful in hacks, especially because how the hell are you supposed to know how the creator is gonna think in terms of hiding stuff? So it really doesn't make sense to hide it really hard because there are no maps for the most part. You're not going to have strategy guides for hacks, so you're not going to be able to look up a resource on it.
My usual design philosophy is to cut out the nonsense as much as I can. At least when I'm putting together maps and such.
hmm Thankfully, this game gives you a X-ray visor really as soon as you get power bombs. Really,
So you can look for all those cool hidden things like an extra 5 missile hidden by a complex multi-layered speed dash puzzle thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
ooh,
I mean, you
Extra
can make
5
X-ray
missiles.
you can make X-ray visor. You can still hide things really difficult by doing difficult puzzles to get them, but it would still be nice to just be able to look around and find the tunnels that you're supposed to take.
you really
Not
would.
to mention, the game has built into it a tile that does not, an air tile that does not show up on X-ray visor that you could use if you really, really want to hide things.
Yeah.
Don't use it that
If
much.
you really, really want to be a jerk.
Pretty much.
Make a hack where X-ray visor is the first item you get. Make every single tile out of that tile.
Only if scanning random things somehow gives you text blurbs.
Looks like this block isn't real, Samus. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh boy, here we go.
You're not
Oh,
gonna
boy.
bomb jump up there, are you?
Oh,
I
he sure
might.
is.
Thankfully, it's very short, and I'd rather
now
not
we
have
have
to
some
come back here
wonderful-
later on.
Now we have some majestic dirt from that Chozo statue.
Yep,
Hey man, those Chozos knew what they were doing with dirt.
dirt
That
missiles.
dirt was made out of missiles.
See?
I think if I plant this missile seed in the ground, we'll have a good harvest, won't we, Billy Bob Chozo?
Billy Bob Chozo.
Yeah,
now
Billy-
I'm picturing a Chozo dressed like a stereotypical redneck, and it is a wonderful mental image.
He's got
A
a little,
Chozo with a straw hat and a straw in its mouth.
exactly,
Yes.
a little piece of straw in his mouth, yep, in his beak.
Chozo overalls.
Yep. I do declare, Billy Bob Chozo, it's a fine day today. I didn't step in one little inch-high lava puddle. Man!
I get to wondering exactly like what the Chozo figured all these missile packs would be good for. Like, did they figure that?
They could see the future.
They
That's the actual
yeah.
in-game plot.
Yeah,
yeah.
they saw that this would come to pass, basically, and so they hid items for her to find. They were also kind of jerks.
Yes, that
they
makes them
test
kind
her.
of a jackass.
No,
Well, I mean,
that's
if
exactly
you-
it.
Shit. It's
Yeah.
like, I can see the future. Samus will need this. Let's shove it in the ass end of this tunnel that you can only see if you have the X-ray visor. She'll know it's there.
It's
I
a
think I
If they
trial.
didn't do that, then the bad guys might find it.
I think
My
I had
point
a,
exactly.
They found half of them anyways.
I think I had a roommate like a Chozo once, you know. He'd have cryptic, you know, post-it notes all over the refrigerator said, I may have taken your milk, you must find it.
Passive-aggressive cryptic post-it notes.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't really want that milk, did you?
No, I guess I could have
Certainly
gone
not by
without
the
it.
time you found it.
Yeah, well.
I was trying to make coffee cake. Damn it. I needed it to be spoiled.
You found the cottage cheese. Do, 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 do. It was milk when you started. Oh boy.
That makes me think that there should be a Zelda mechanic where if you keep milking your bottles too long, it goes bad.
Becomes
It
cheese.
cheese.
That was one of the things that happened in Batten Kaidos.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
As time
That
passed,
Kaidos
your
was
cards
also a
changed.
really shittily implemented system because if you had Pac-Man in your cards, he would eat all your shit.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
I never played the Batten Kaidos
That
games.
was actually required for 100% completion. You had to have him eat a certain amount of shit.
That's
Wait,
pretty
so you
Because
fight
Pac-Man
using
would
card.
upgrade by eating things.
Oh, nice.
So-
Namco.
Eventually, Pac-Man is the only card that you have.
I think it's something like if he hits the actual end of the stuff, you lose him or something. I don't know. It's been ages since I looked up the info on this. Basically, fuck Batten Kaido. Fuck 100% Batten Kaidos. Anybody
yeah.
who did is a dead husk of a person now.
Batten
Did you
Kaidos
do it?
hates you.
No,
Okay.
I don't own the first Batten Kaidos. I only own Origins.
I
It's a
actually
much
like-
better game.
I actually like the first one a lot better, but I'm one of those micromanaging people, and I liked being able to set everybody's deck individually. So,
That was actually a fun little sequence there with the floating platform. Like that was actually a pretty clever puzzle
Yeah,
of sorts.
there
So
are
what's next
moments
on the
like
list?
that throughout the
Crocomire,
hack.
I think.
yeah, I think we're going to Croco next.
Yeah.
Krakow, Jacko. Croco.
We're going to go kill Krakow, the boss from Kirby.
Yeah.
We're gonna go invade Krakow in Poland and wait.
Yeah.
Aw.
Honestly, quite a few Kirby bosses are nightmarish enough to be in Metroid.
Most Kirby bosses are nightmarish.
Excuse
Oh,
me, are
man.
you saying that Mr. Flosty is nightmarish?
Yes.
So spooky. There's a giant talking twee with a face. Well, I don't know. It didn't talk. Sorry.
I guarantee you that there is a TV tropes entry on Nightmare Fuel for Wispy Woods. I fucking guarantee
I
it.
guarantee it's just Kirby himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it strikes a chord a bit too close to home.
Because the people on TV tropes are apparently like from the 20s or something and get the vapors if they even think of something mildly scary.
No, you're thinking of something mildly arousing. I mean, for the 20s, not TV tropes. Well, maybe for both. I don't know.
A single leg.
Cover that, dear. The flares are just positively something else. All right, Winston, come over here.
I'm getting all hot and bothered.
Yes.
Please stop getting hot and bothered.
I will.
Please stop telling us about getting hot and bothered.
It's like, if you want to get hot and bothered, that's your call. But please don't do it about Kirby, and please don't tell us about it.
Kirby. Oh, Kirby. That pink blob is a man after my heart. Well,
Kirby's a man.
The pink blob thing.
We have no idea.
After my heart. I don't know. All right.
Kirby's a Kirby.
Hmm.
Wait, was it there? There was totally, at least at one point, there was an episode of the Kirby anime where he got split into Girl Kirby and Guy Kirby.
Yes, because that was one of the bosses. They're one of the bosses. One of the nightmare, whatever the fuck they called them, gimmicks.
Oh God, what?
I know way too much about the fucking Kirby anime.
You know way too much about anime.
Are you referring to Enemy Corporation?
Yes.
How could I help you, King Doo-Doo-Doo?
I need a monster to smash that there Kirby.
Like legit, I remember the episode you're talking about. That's what happened to the two little floating things that represent Lolo in the
Look,
anime.
all I know is there was an episode where Kirby went crazy with a police officer's gun.
Wow, what a topical episode that was.
Was it not censored here in America where guns cannot be
We
seen?
probably didn't get that episode here.
No,
in America.
that episode did not air at all. But yes, Kirby got a police
Why did we
officer's
feel the
pistol
need to
and started
censor
firing.
that stuff when we had... whatever, we're not getting into that.
You know, it really boggles the mind. Why did they censor that episode? And then the one where Kirby flies a plane into a building? I mean, that one was perfectly fine. I can't believe it. Jeez.
Was there actually an episode like that?
No, I'm totally kidding.
Well, technically, anytime he rides the warp star, I think he crashes it a few. I don't know. I haven't seen that anime since I was a kid, except for the times where we watch it because it's bad.
So
Are you
anyway,
suggesting that
what the heck?
Kirby
Are
I
we getting?
mean, you mean
not-
really good.
See, are you suggesting that it's not a masterpiece?
Whatever gave you that impression?
Clearly, the superior Nintendo animated series is the F-Zero series.
I was gonna
Captain
say-
Falcon was not actually the main character.
I was gonna say The Legend of Zelda.
Very good ending to that show.
Excuse me, princess.
Thanks, Dinkins.
You're welcome.
So what are we doing anyway?
Oh, well,
Crocomire.
Yep,
Sam-
we're headed to the Crocomire.
Samus is walking through the bubble jungle.
It involves me having to freeze those things
Oh, the
and
seahorses.
then make
Oh,
jumps up.
They actually have room to live now.
Yeah. Hey.
So walking through walls, another thing that this hack's author really seems to love.
Yeah, if it's obvious that there's a path there, then go for it. But when it's, just some random tile, please don't.
After a while, you do sort of notice the entire list of tricks. So this is actually kind of interesting. I don't think you've ever had to use those guys as platforms in the base game.
You don't have to use enemies as platforms very much, to be honest. You have to use them once to get out of Red Brinstar, and that's about it.
And that's more to teach you that, hey, this is a thing the Ice Beam does.
Yeah.
Actually, Super Nintendo games were usually pretty good about teaching you things without needing a tutorial.
Nintendo games in general are pretty good about that. I mean, they do a lot of unspoken tutorial stuff.
Like
I
I'm
mean,
just thinking
The
here
stream died
about.
for me. Is that just on my end, or is that everybody?
Nope,
Nah,
it's you.
just on your end.
You did sound a little iffy for a split second.
Yep.
Ah,
But I'm thinking here about base Super Metroid, where you'd have those critters in the bottom of the pit who would, hop
Teach you
up
the,
the walls,
yeah.
or do the shine spark.
And they are, of course, meant to be killed.
Oh,
Yes.
kill all the animals. Yes.
Oh, so this is what ladders in the future look like. They've got giant,
They got spikes and they'll impale you on the way down.
Oh, nice.
I think I saw something like this in ActRaiser.
Probably
Hell-
did.
Or Hellraiser.
ActRaiser has some really weird stuff in it.
Oh, a TV. Oh, see ya.
Too bad there's nothing on.
Yeah, I guess no, there isn't.
If you could get it on it would just be Space Pirate Entertainment.
Early experiments in
watch
space
it.
pirate television were, typically disastrous.
They tried
It
to
was-
replicate television technology.
Now, Ridley, I don't
Test subjects end up horribly mutilated.
Ridley, I don't understand my
Perhaps you
character's
should
motivation.
be pumping Phazon through the TV.
I don't understand my character's motivation, Ridley.
Oh.
Ridley,
Oh.
Ridley, Ridley.
A
Oh,
new
another
person
guy.
just joined us. Who are you,
Is
person?
phase on?
Who are you?
Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Tai Tai. Hi.
Yes.
Ridley,
This last
you
episode?
are the father.
No, this is the first episode, which we are recording for the first time.
Yes.
Fuck, I gotta go. I can't be here till the last episode.
It's okay,
Well-
you're probably in the final stretch of the first episode.
Can you hold out for about 2-3 months? All right.
Oh, no, it'll be much slower than that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
2-3 years.
Yeah, Tai Tai
That
can't
seems-
be in
that
the
seems
final
more on
episode
our
of an
time
LP
scale.
until it's
Okay.
in its second year.
Anyways, we're almost at Crocomire.
Good. He's my second favorite, excuse me, second favorite Metroid boss.
Don't sound like you said he's your favorite secretary.
Can you file that away for me, Crocomire?
Just
You
spits a ball at you.
You took my arms, you crazy man, with your game. I can't file away your files, till you give me back my arms.
Oh god.
Arms?
His arms.
Arms.
There's an R in that word.
His
Alms,
arms.
alms for the needy.
No. It's it was actually a very recent change to the Oxford English Dictionary. It's AHM now.
Oh, I mean, there's plenty of people who pronounce things, that ostensibly have R's in them, without R's. Have you ever heard a British person say car before, and you're like, oh, that's supposed to have an R in it, and it's like, well, I know, but we say car, not car.
Here's Crocomire, and
What's wrong with
he actually
pronounced
starts differently.
nonsense?
So
Actually-
anyway, here comes Crocomire, as the British would say.
That sounded more Australian.
Zero Mission.
Crocomire.
Ugh.
Crikey-mire. There we go.
He
That's
actually
Australian.
starts differently.
Yeah, he actually.
He charges you to the wall.
He looks like he's melting. I just noticed that.
He always looks like
Yeah,
he's
I know.
melting.
I
It's too
just
hot
noticed
for
that.
him. He made a really bad real estate decision one day.
It's too hot, Samus. It's too hot in my apartment. I don't get air conditioning.
Crocomire, no, you need your various suit.
I tried putting one on. It's a bit too small for me.
Ridley didn't authorize it.
I had a couple extra large suits.
You know,
but
it
things
wasn't
went missing.
funny when they did the Ridley voice either.
This is the Crocomire voice.
This
It's
is a
completely
call out,
different.
that's what that is.
Crocomire.
It's a
Crocomire's
played out.
not really that hard of a boss. You get him in a cycle, and he's very easy to beat with Charge Beam.
He's
No
a
one
bit of
gives a shit about Crocomire.
If
He's
you
a
don't
bit-
have Charge Beam, then it's annoying because you have to use your missiles. But otherwise, he's not that hard of a boss.
Oh,
Unless you put him on single tile platforms over lava.
Or
Hey,
if you
you fucking
if you
dog.
raise the lava so that it goes and actually touches the floor at times, which I have seen done in other hacks, and it is a pain in the ass.
You know, I kind of want somebody to actually do a skeleton Crocomire's surprise boss.
I once saw a skeleton Crocomire fight in Mugen once, where you fight him and knock him into lava first, and then the second part of the fight is skeleton Crocomire just racing along a tunnel chasing you. It was
Why,
interesting, but I also
Samus?
don't know like anything about Mugen, so whatever.
tell my landlord I couldn't keep up with the rent.
Mugen is.
I know it's a fully customizable fighting game or something like that. That's horribly unbalanced.
Yeah.
Mugen is always vote on the anime if you're watching Salty Bet.
Always bet on Goku.
Haha.
No, that is legit a rule.
That is the
basically,
rule.
Always bet on Dragon Ball Z. Always.
Because people don't know how to actually program.
Anyways, we get power bombs now.
Hooray!
There are actually fighters in Mugen who are programmed such that they are actually completely intangible. Like, you can't actually touch them at all.
Oh, well, great. That sounds fair.
Nor can they actually touch anybody else. Like, they actually have no hitbox of sorts.
It's really fair.
Well, what's the point of that then?
People be bad at coding.
Oh, I
But
thought that was
the point
intentional.
is that is
Challenge, man.
something that anyone can make characters for, even the people who really ought not to.
Oh, it's really democratic and such, I guess. I guess.
No,
I
they just
guess.
download shitty Mugen characters and make them fight.
Oh, okay.
And then sometimes people just do really bad like recolors, or they draw characters over existing sprites. Like a lot of characters that people hail as original are in fact just like King of Fighters characters with a different skin.
It's an interesting concept, but when you've got all your content basically being made by the community, you're gonna have problems.
Communities are kind of shit at making content.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they produce stuff where you have to ask like, how much of your life did you waste on this?
Yeah. We wouldn't know anything like that.
Not at all.
No.
Actually, to be honest, I haven't wasted a whole lot of my life on this.
That's good.
That's good. It's only an hour and a half. But speaking of, we got power bombs. We got back to the point where we stopped last night, and actually a whole half hour ahead of that. So,
Good night, guys. Bye.
Wait, are you implying that
We're out of time. Next time on Thunderdome.
next time on Thunderdome, more
Mel Gibson goes over and whoops, he's not here.
What the hell kind of accent was that supposed to be?
a shitty one.
Yeah.